Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the weekly view at Sean's Rock. I am Sean, the Keenan Torres in here. And of course, I am joined along with.
And it's your boy Serak the Mike. I had a quick question, Sean. I'm thinking about changing my name again to something
For
that's
that
too long.
thousandth and tenth time, man. I mean, really?
Because
Seriously?
on
You
my
know how many
Instagram,
people don't know who you are because they're Ciroc? Oh, is the Ciroc liquor? Oh no, it's Ciroc Hal. No, it's Ciroc the
yeah,
Mike. No, it's Ciroc this guy. It's good. Oh, wait. It's Ciroc.
I'm just gonna go by like Tron or something like that. Something just simple, less than 5 letters,
Tron. Tron.
But
So this week it'll be Tron, and next week it'll be Ciroc Tron, and
yeah,
then Tron
we
Ciroc.
figure it out. Every week
But
something
with that
different. Every week is something different, in case somebody looking for me. But
It,
today,
but with that being said, we're joined with go ahead and introduce our
one of my
guest.
good buddies, I mean, way back, by the way, repping the Blue Michigan, well, let's see, it's 2020, so I got graduated 07, so 13 minus another 4 would be 2012. So we'll just say 17 years, me and this dude go back. My boy, Norman Young, straight out
Old
of Grand
ass.
Rapids, Michigan. That's
Hey,
that's not Detroit. That's Grand Rapids, Michigan. Because everybody see a Michigan, hey, you from Detroit? Nah, I ain't
no,
from Detroit. You from Grand Rapids, the other city on the other side you ain't never heard of, but we still doing
there you
things.
go.
How you doing, Norman?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good, man. Good to see everybody. Good to see you, brother. High
God,
school classmates. Yeah, man. Times fly.
the
Hairlines
time.
going back.
Oh
Everything.
shit!
For real. It's
Oh
getting
Man,
real.
damn!
welcome to the show, man. We appreciate you coming on. We really
You
do
know, it's,
appreciate it.
you know,
We
it's
heard
funny.
we heard a little bit of your podcast,
I liked it.
and yeah, we definitely liked it, especially like the whole little spanking thing. Had my own little tossed in on there, my own little experiences. But other than that, I
Yeah.
mean, it was a good podcast, man. Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah,
Hey,
man.
I'm a fan. I'm a
It,
fan. I'm a
it
fan of yours, man.
I liked it, man. I was listening to it a little bit at the end of the week. Excuse me, on Friday, and I worked all weekend and a little bit last night. But it's funny. Like, so I can see you right now. Anytime you talk to someone, that is up north or Michigan or New York, where the hell you live, if you up north, right? First thing people bring up is, oh man, how you doing? How's the weather? Now I'm not gonna ask that question because I
Thank
can
you.
just look at what you wearing and I already know what the temperature is. Like I don't have to ask Siri. I just be like,
Yeah.
yo, it got to be at least, if I could guess, it got to be at least, that's about between a 40 and 55-degree weather
My
out there.
man. He knows. He
Yeah.
knows. He knows. I got a
Ooh.
whole
Yeah.
thermal on under here, brother. It is
Oh
Oh, you
my
freezing
do?
under here.
goodness.
Yes.
Oh no, that's cold, cold. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it's
See, I
real.
Oh
left that
man.
behind.
Yes.
I'm good leaving it behind. I'm not. No, no.
Yeah, man.
I'm not. I didn't move up north for a reason. I kept
Man.
going further and further south.
Yeah. And when you move down here, they be like, oh man, you should be used to this. You should be used to this hot weather, cold weather, wherever it may be. I'm like, yo, listen, cold is cold, right? People act like just because it's 40 degrees or because it's, 20, -20 in Michigan, whatever, that 40 degrees in Florida ain't nothing to beat. No, 40 degrees is 40 degrees. That shit is still cold no matter what I got, no matter what I got
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
So, with that being said, I always respect the hustle more up north because y'all got to deal with that freezing weather and still got to be at work, still got to live your lives as
Yeah.
if,
But
nothing was
do
going
you
on.
really? But let me ask you this, Norm. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you really do you think it's really a respect the hustle, or you're just trying to just trying to keep going because you're cold? So you got to keep
I'm,
going because if you stop, you're gonna freeze your butt off. Versus down here, it's warm all the time, so everyone's all nice and relaxed.
mm,
So
it's a mixture of both. I got a family, so I can't. I need to pay the bills, so that's half of it. The other half, yeah, bro, it's freezing. You cannot. You know what? If anything, if you look at like my work history and just work throughout the summertime, right?
Like, what
I,
happened at this job? Oh, it was cold.
it,
I quit.
no, summertime. I'm always at work. Soon as November hit, sick day,
yep.
vacation day. It's too cold. They know.
Yeah.
They know. They don't even ask.
Oh,
When I come back to work,
It's
they
when
say,
you
"How are you
wake up.
feeling better, Norman? Are you okay, Norman?" No, they know it was too cold, so Norm didn't come to work.
like,
So,
man, you
It's
sick?
when you lift that cover up, that inch, and you go, oh God.
oh no,
Yeah,
not
man.
today.
It get cold enough to where you really think about like your life. It's
Everything.
like if you get in trouble or something, and you go to jail or prison, or who knows? Like we just had that moment where you got to sit there and think. That's how cold it is. Like you really got to plan your day out.
Freezing.
Like me,
Freezing.
I can just wake up and just go with it. Michigan, you got to wake up and I got a list. You got to write stuff down. Okay, you got to warm the car up first. Okay, it
Yes.
might be a little bit of lake effects now. Okay, probably should get those new tires in case of
That
that
whole
black
lake
ice.
effect snow, man, that's weird. That's always weirded me out.
It's
That
terrible.
whole thing. Like you guys hit sheets of snow with the waves. That's freaky as hell. I'm not even
it's
gonna lie,
terrible,
it's freaky
man.
as
It
shit.
It's
is.
It's freaky as
terrible,
It
hell.
is.
man.
Let you know how cold it is, man. Nah,
I mean, when I saw that on news the first time, I thought, oh God, the world's about to end. What the hell?
Yes, it get crazy. So Norman, man, like, so what's new, man? What's new with you? What's new on Grand Rapids, man? How well? I know you got the podcast going on, but
that's
it's been a long time. Like I said,
yeah,
about 15 years, I guess you can say, since the
yeah,
beginning of high school. Family, kids, relatives. What's new in your life?
yeah. You know what? Got the family thing going on, doing the family man. Yeah, bro. I run a fatherhood program.
Okay.
For a
Oh,
school
good, good.
for a school district, right? So for the entire school district, there's like 13 schools. I go to each school and I help with father engagement and advocacy. It's
Okay.
almost like a dad social worker type without the credibility. But yeah, no, that's
Oh
what I
man.
do. So I work with a lot of fathers. I'm not, I know a lot of resources, so that's what
Okay.
helps me. So if I can't fix it, I know a guy who knows a guy, and I can connect you. I work with a
Okay.
lot in front of the court, a lot of dads who are looking to get more parenting time, or child support is just crazy high. I'm usually able to be that bridge in the gap. A lot of people don't like going to the courthouse, and I understand why. So I usually try to help mend that relationship. So
Right.
yeah, I do the fatherhood program, and I enjoy doing that. It's a program I created. We're on our 4th year. And with that, I do a fatherhood podcast called The Dad Movement.
Right.
And I just interview different dads and just hear their stories on fatherhood. It always looks different. People expect, because I run a fatherhood program, that I have a blueprint.
Mm-hmm.
And it's usually the opposite. I'm more
There's
learning
no
from
such thing
people.
as a
No, it
blueprint when it
ain't,
comes to
man.
parenting. There is
Everybody's
no such
freestyling.
thing.
Everybody's freestyling, or you're doing stuff that you learned from your parents, which may not be the best thing to do, but you're doing it because that's all you know. You know
That's
what I
Yeah.
mean?
true.
But
Um,
well, about your fatherhood program though, I'm not
yeah,
to cut you off. I'll let you back
no,
to
go
it, but I
for it.
just want
Go
to
for
ask this real quick. So, I was actually part of a fatherhood program in South Carolina back in oh God, my kids are 20 now, so about
Damn.
20 years ago. Well,
it. Dang,
15
so
years ago, about 15
young.
years
Oh,
ago.
I would have gave you
So what
35 max.
what the fatherhood program does for where I was from is they help fathers who are basically can't really afford child support, or in a situation where child support is an issue. They're
Mhm.
trying to get more time parenting their families, their kids. They're trying
Yeah,
to even go to the courts and get that time shared, because a lot of times that wasn't the case in the court.
yeah, yeah,
And so also a fatherhood member of the program goes with them to court as kind of a representative, says, hey, we're
Uh,
working with this person to help them get back
mhm,
on their feet and to get back into the into fathering. Is
yeah.
that anywhere similar to your program?
I do that. That's a small piece of it. I run a lot of fatherhood events to help better fatherhood engagement. A
mhm.
lot of
Yeah.
dads, a lot of men just didn't have fathers growing up. So
Mhm.
although it may be plain and simple to some dads, but sometimes being around children, they just don't know how to interact, right?
Yep.
And
Right.
sometimes they just overthink it, and like, I'm just gonna stay back. You know what? Let's go buy a pair of shoes, and that's the time they spend. It's just spending money,
Right.
because they don't know how to spend time. So I help with creating, like, painting with pops nights, Home Depot nights, fatherhood dances, things like that, to like help create that organic parent and child relationship.
So what made you, like, for instance, like, what made you want to do that? Were you ever, when you're younger, in a situation to where, maybe you felt neglected? I don't know, but like, what motivated you to even start this?
You know what? So I I worked in elementary and early
Mhm.
childhood for a while, and I would do fatherhood, parent advocacy. So I just worked with families across the board. But
Right.
what happened is, there's me and there's like 13 other women who do it in the county, and all the dads would just always reach out to me. They didn't feel comfortable reaching out to
Reaching out to
them.
women. Right.
So they said, "Hey, Norm, we see." And then I started doing things on this, like, on my own time, creating barbershop nights where I used to just have the dads come kick it. And
Mhm.
one of
Mm,
the
that's good.
superintendents heard about it, right? And they were like, "We heard you do something. You're working a lot with dads. If you could create a program for us, would you be willing to take an opportunity like that?" And so it's it was the opportunity kind of formed out of that. They seen that I was working with dads, that they were gravitating more towards me, and they said, "Hey, whatever you can come up with, we'll be glad to take it." So 4 years
Wow.
ago, I
That's good.
created Dads on
Damn.
Deck. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
man.
So I'm
Because
hoping it's sustainable and it keeps going long after I'm here. But yeah, that's a little bit of how I got started.
because
What
Go
could you
ahead.
go ahead and repeat what your the
Oh yeah, the title. Okay, yep, it's
title? I'm
called
sorry.
Dads on Deck.
Dad's on deck.
Mhm.
I like
Dad's on.
that.
Yeah, man.
Yo,
Yeah.
what you
Is
got?
that
I got that. You got that
they can
dad.
find
I
you on
got that dad
Instagram that
on
way
deck.
too?
I got that dad on
I
deck.
got that dad on deck. What's that? It's
They
smacking.
do they find you? Do they find you via Instagram or how they find you on that?
Yeah. So we're man. You know what? Because I'm so old, I do not have an Instagram for it. But there's
That's
another
okay.
reason why too. We do have a Facebook, and we're working more with the Dad Movement podcast to promote it. But what happened is, I'm only supposed to service the school district, but
Okay.
because the need is so big, I service the entire county all the time. Half of my phone calls aren't even people who are the crowd that I'm going after. They're
Right.
55-year-old man. It just varies.
Right.
But I didn't want to over promote at first because I didn't want to go. Only could target a certain crowd. Is if
Do
you have
you
a child in the
Yeah.
program.
do you get a lot of, and I know there's always a stigmatism around it, and I'm sure you probably know I'm bringing it up, but do you get a lot of black fathers that come out to reach out to you, or it's just everybody?
A ton. Growing up in the inner city and then moving out to Kentwood,
Hmm.
I learned how to maneuver and to work with people from all
Right.
different backgrounds. Kentwood is the most diverse school in Michigan. I don't know if you know that,
And
Serak.
that is like, and I hate to call up, that
Save
is
me.
so important. It makes
Yes,
you who kind of like, you're comfortable around everybody in your life.
Yeah.
It's never an
Yeah.
awkward situation or anything like
Yeah.
that.
so
Yeah. That
it
does help.
definitely prepared me. So I'll go to the projects, and then
Mhm.
I literally went from the projects on probably Wednesday to Friday. I was in the straight boondocks. I mean, the dude, I pulled up to his house. First time meeting him, he has a crossbow sitting next to him on the porch. Two dogs
Oh,
on the roof.
Like this,
that
this can't be
sounds
the
like
address. This can't be the address.
ah,
Yeah,
that
okay.
sounds like where I'm from. That sounds like the
Yeah.
Carolinas, man. What the hell?
Oh, had to be. Yeah, but just like
God.
that. So it just varies, right? But then the thing is no matter what background is, the smile that dads have when they start talking about their kids. I don't care if
Mhm.
you're the toughest person, just did 50
Yeah.
years in prison. They tough. As soon as you be like, hey, yeah, let me see a picture of them. They're like, are you? Yeah, so this little, and then the smile just comes. And I love it.
Right.
It makes my day, man. It really does. But the fatherhood is, it's still universal. It's always that same love for a child, no matter
Mhm.
what. Even if you don't see it directly, like within, like sometimes the mind will be like, he's just not, emotionally engaged. It's just a disconnect. But when I hear them talk, but when I get the dad one-on-one, it's always so much love behind there.
Right.
But a lot
Yeah.
of times it's trauma, it's learned behaviors, or just fears that create a disconnect in there. So I help try to mend that.
Okay. Now, is there
How did
different? Go ahead, Sean.
go ahead? I was going to say, how did you happen to get started in this?
Okay. So I was fortunate to have a really good father, right? Had a really good dad.
That's
My
key.
dad is a lot older though.
Hmm.
And when I had my daughter at 22, still younger, not me and the mother child just wasn't at the best place. I
Right.
was looking for programs to help me become a better father, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I was like, man, it would be so dope if we had this, had this, had this. So it was almost like just God was very intentional and helped orchestrate this passion in me of working with dads. And when the opportunity came to do something like it was
Mhm.
strictly His favor and grace that got me there. So
And that's so important, man. Like it's it's such a huge difference, and this is known by most people, but such a huge difference growing up with one, obviously both a parent in general,
yeah,
but having a father teach you the right from wrong, or
yeah,
not to get involved in this, and even having both parents. Some people don't have both parents are divorced, no matter what it is. I mean, everybody's
yeah,
different, but that's key, man. It's like, because a lot of times in certain situations, most people look to their like friends for advice, but how can you look to a friend for advice about something they have really no experience in? You
that's
need
it.
a dad, or even a father figure in general, and especially in I'm glad that you're doing this, because and I hate to bring up race, but in the Black community, it should be talked
Yeah,
about a lot more
yeah,
than it is. There needs to be it pretty much shouldn't be like frowned upon, or it shouldn't be like the not cool thing to do.
yeah.
I think, and like you saying, like once you get to talking to these people, they open up like a book, pretty much,
That's
right?
it.
I mean,
That's
we talk
it.
about people who probably wouldn't even say a word most of the time,
That's it.
but
Oh, that's it.
once they're comfortable, all right, I got another man dealing with the same situation that can help me. Let me talk about it, and that's really important. Now, I don't have any kids. Sean, you do. Norman, you do, so I could just be talking on my ass right now.
No,
But
that's it. Yeah,
No.
and another thing too is so crazy because um our times now call for different fathers than what used to be. Back, a while ago, all dad needed to do was pay help mom with school clothes in the beginning of the year,
mm-hmm,
provide for the family,
mm-hmm,
and that was it. It wasn't me and my dad hanging out, me and my dad talking about this. All they were meant to do was provide and protect.
okay.
And nowadays, we're trying to have dads become more nurturers. So we're calling them to do something that a lot of times they haven't even seen it before.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
a lot of times dads want to be there, they want to be involved. They just don't know how to do it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get into. It's not my feeling is not that they in the black community or even well, especially the black community. It's not that they don't want to be involved. It's just that has been such a hindrance in trying to be
Yeah,
involved, because when you look at it, at the end of the day, the ones that are going to jail are mostly black fathers. The ones who are not in the home because of that are mostly black fathers. Even when they get done with it, they come home, they try to be a part of them, and then they have a bunch of other hindrances, child
yeah,
support,
Mm-hmm.
fines, and other parents who just don't want them to be involved, and so that's what they run into. And there, you will see them. I've talked to these fathers who will bawl their eyes out, saying they want to be a part of their kids' lives, but they have such a wall
Right.
trying to do such that some of them they give up. Some of them they really do just give up and say it's just they can't do it anymore. So
Now,
to see
Norm.
you doing something out there like that, that helps lift up people and helps them try to learn. Okay, yeah, I'm having all these hindrances, but you can't give up. You can never give up on your kids.
Now,
Period.
Norm, I was listening last night, and Sean, like just to kind of go off what you were saying, like the whole jail situation. Now, I was listening to one of the podcasts. Is one of your hosts coming? Was he in prison, or I know you guys had some guy on there that was locked up for a little bit and then
yeah,
had to be come out and do the whole dad thing afterwards.
yeah. That was Lodge, man. Great dude. He actually not only is he a father now and a recent father. He just had another child, but he is also a program coordinator in New York
Okay,
um, for fatherhood. But yeah, man, yeah, great
that's it.
dude.
Whew. That's tough,
Yeah,
man.
Yeah,
I don't know if I
it
mean, like
is.
22
It
years. I
is.
think he did 22 years.
20.
20,
Damn.
Oh man,
20 or 22. I may, yeah. Oh, something like that. Yeah, it was between
how
20
can
or
you do
So
22
that?
he
years.
came. He came home. He came back home to adults,
He
basically.
Yeah,
came
he
back home to a
did.
new world.
He
Like,
did. He
like
Yeah.
what's that?
did.
Everybody's holding and looking at. Oh, that's a cell
I mean,
phone.
that's
You
another
mean a jail
dynamic
phone?
all the
No.
way.
Yeah,
Trying to
nah,
be a
it is.
parent, to an adult when that you never parented literally ever before to them. That's a tough situation. I didn't get to hear that one. I heard the spanking one. How
Yeah,
did he handle that situation?
yeah, man. So this dude is a phenomenal father, man.
Mhm.
Lodge, shout out to Lodge, great dude. He just talked about how much time and how much patience he had to have, right?
You
And
gotta
then
have
like
it in
he
22
mentioned, yeah,
years.
yeah, so he learned
You
how to
can't
build
really go
faith.
nowhere.
But then mom, like you said, the mom, sometimes moms be real tight, after that,
Yeah,
and they're real protective.
Right.
And he just had to keep being consistent. That's the
yeah,
biggest piece of thing. Him continuously saying, hey, I'm going to be here to pick you up on this day and showing up.
Mm-hmm.
Even if she didn't show up, he was there consistently. And consistency always wins the race.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I have a dad that I'm working with and I see that he's consistent, I know I can almost put in my case notes. By this time, I can almost see that mom will start letting him see child more, or that
Mm-hmm.
child and dad will do better, have better interaction. When you're consistent like that, and you make it up in your mind that I'm gonna be here no matter what I haven't done,
Uh-huh.
you go deal with some hurt. You're gonna hear with a lot of pain, a lot of hate words, possibly. But when
yeah.
you just consistently be there, it wins the race, man.
Damn. Well,
Yeah,
exactly why I don't got kids.
No,
yeah.
I'm
it's
like,
yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's tight. Yeah,
Consistency is key, and I mean consistency is key, regardless of what the other parent does. As
yeah,
long as you're
Jesus,
consistent,
man.
even if it doesn't happen when they're during those years of they're growing up, it still will happen when they're adults and
So
they
you're
come back to say, "Hey, we missed you, and I want to learn. I want to learn about you." So yeah, that you're right. It is key.
so Norman, you got two kids, right?
one. I've been
One
practicing, but I only
girl,
have one right now. Yeah, yeah. My wife and
7.
I hopefully have another one soon. But yep, I only have a 7-year-old. She'll be 8 in December.
Yeah,
Damn, and you
yeah.
probably
Cool,
spoil her
cool.
to death.
Oh my gosh, bro. Yeah, man. And I co-parent. So this is from a
Oh,
previous relationship. So,
Yeah.
yeah, you really parents who co-parent, what I've learned is we
how did
usually
how?
That's the
overcompensate.
best. That's the best way of doing things. I wish I would have had the same opportunity, but that's a
Man.
great way of doing it. See, I grew up in not grew up. I raised my kids in an environment of basically we're not together. When you're with me, I'm trying to raise
I hate
you.
her.
When you're
She
with
hate me.
her,
You could
she's
either live
trying
with
to.
her or you can live with me. Make a choice.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
well, that's one thing you never say the word hate. Well, at least you try not to.
Oh
But
my God.
you can't control what the other parent says, and you won't know what the other parent says until your kids are adults and come to you and say, "Well, I was told this." By
Right.
that
Yep.
time, it's too late to say anything. I
Yep.
know this because I've lived it.
Yep.
So then all you can really do is just say, "Look, that's just how it was," and you still continue to be who you are, and let your kids see what the truth is.
That's it.
So
Does it
I
make a
mean,
difference? Do you think
that's
it makes a difference? Well, I'm sure it does, but I guess the gravity of the difference from, you know, two parent households to versus just a traditional mom and dad. Does that make a huge? I mean, because that's how I grew up. I had step parents.
Yeah.
Luckily, they were just it wasn't like a plethora of step. It was just one remarried one time, remarried one time, and that was it. And that was for like 20 years. So it wasn't like
yeah.
a whole bunch of different faces. But you think that really impacts as far as like how kids grow up, or it's just
I,
Oh
like
I
yeah.
just a thing.
I
Oh
do,
yeah.
I
Oh, it
do,
impacts.
I do, 100%. But I know what I do know is if everyone can get on the same page and be
Mhm.
there to support, you can almost get better results even in that situation. But a lot of times it can be very hard co-parenting in blended families
Right.
because of the other
Jealousy.
partner and jealousy, and it's tough. I mean, yeah, it's right now like being married and co-parenting with my past
I thought
relationship.
you
It
said
is
your
like
pet. I swear I thought you said your
no,
pet.
not pet.
With my pet.
No, no,
No, I was kidding.
from
Don't let her
a woman.
listen. Don't let her
No,
listen.
pet. Yeah, no, but pet. It's like having two women for the wrong reasons. Nobody would want two women for this reason. It's
Mhm.
trying to
Yeah.
make sure both are okay without. I'm not. She has her own significant other and does her thing, but I'm still dad, so I still have to make sure things. Like it's always checking in, always making sure things are good on this side, always making sure this one's feeling comfortable and this one's feeling involved, and then I'm doing my part on this side. It's a lot to juggle, man. I dare you ask any
Yeah.
brother who says they're co-parent and married, they got a
Uh-huh.
story for you because it's a
Oh
lot,
yeah.
but it
Oh
can be
yeah.
done.
Oh
It
yeah.
can be done. But like you said,
Yeah.
you were saying, is it Sean, right? Yeah, Sean, you were
Sure.
saying that when you guys kind of try to stick it out for a little bit to try to raise the kids and that one parent, I mean two parent in the home though, right? Is that what you try to do? Just try to work things out?
Yeah,
Or
we
am I
tried to
wrong?
work things out. I mean, when they were older, we went to dinner. I mean, but basically, when my grandfather got sick, is when we started trying to co-parent a little bit more,
Mm,
um, because the kids were teenagers at that point, and the animosity, I guess, it was still there, but you grow past it. At least you try
yeah,
to, because you realize you got two kids in this whole thing.
yeah,
At the end of the day, that's what matters. Um, does it always work? No, it does
no,
not always work. But you have to keep going. You have to keep trying for your kids, and even if it doesn't work, it still does. If that makes any sense, it may not seem like it works to you right
Hmm.
in that point in time, or even the next few years, but eventually, that's what you have to stay positive. You have to say, if I'm going to
yeah,
continue to be a father, then I'm going to continue to do this, and if it works, I do what I'm supposed to do. If it doesn't work, then there's something I missed, and I still got to try even
And it
harder.
don't work.
that's it.
No, I mean,
Yeah,
parents. I mean, I
Hey
told you, bro.
yo,
I
y'all
told you,
making me
brother.
scared,
Like, I
man.
mean,
I don't want
though
no kids now.
no, but I've told you though. I mean, when it comes, people can do anything in the world to me, and it probably won't upset me.
Listen,
It make me a little upset or whatever. But my
mm-hmm.
kids do something, or my kids, are involved. That's
listen,
when I
y'all,
lose
Yep,
y'all
it.
scaring me,
yep,
man, because y'all saying kids, and then y'all do that little
yeah,
that
yeah. You're
exhale.
right.
I'm like, oh
No,
shit,
but you
we already
know
know what that'd
what?
be. Like,
In the
well, let's
midst
just
of
say
it, it's the best thing that's by far ever happened.
you
You
still
know
got the
what I
hair.
mean?
You still got your
but
hair
I
though.
wish I
You
would.
straight.
But I wish I would have got
You
the
see that?
co-parent though. I wish I
You
would have
see,
got the
yeah,
co-parent more
you get that
as a younger
Batman.
age, because then think I think further advances would have been made as far as my kids go, as far as their education and their the activities they were involved with in school. Speaking of
Mm,
which, so Is it a daughter or son? I'm sorry, I did.
Daughter, yep, daughter, Kenneth.
Is it
Yep.
daughter? Is your daughter involved in sports? You gonna get involved in any sports or anything extracurricular activities?
She does. She does. She's a great athlete. She does softball, really good at softball.
Okay.
She's trying soccer now. She does a ballet.
Do soccer,
Dance.
man. I'm telling you, do soccer.
Yeah.
It
Good at
all
that
helps. It
shit.
all helps.
Yeah, no. Any way we can get a scholarship, we will do lacrosse, whatever it takes. No, but nah, she loves it. She loves.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's very active, very good kid. I know everybody says that, but no, man, I couldn't have asked for a better daughter.
You
That's
gonna have
good,
another
man.
one?
I
More?
do.
More?
I would love to have another one.
What?
I would, man.
Yeah.
Because in the
Kids
midst
are
of it,
great.
yeah, it is. It's a love like you can't explain. It was like
Mhm.
something that when I see my daughter for the first time being born, it was like a piece inside of me that turned on. That was there the entire time that just has never been turned on, and that
Mhm.
can only you can't even put it in words. Like yeah, it's a really good feeling. It's a lot of work,
Mhm.
but it's a fulfillment in life. Definitely, man. It's having my
Well,
daughter. So
damn, man.
yeah,
Well.
yeah, it comes with
So
it, man.
so I'm gonna jump into your podcast here a little
Go
bit,
for it. Okay.
especially when I heard, and I actually enjoy. I listened to two of them, but the one I really got to spend time with was the spanking one,
Oh man.
which that was a good one. That was a really good one. He had I forget the other two gentlemen name that was on
Oh
there.
yeah,
But
Mario
it was
Andre.
a Mario and Andre. It was a good one.
Will they spank the
So
kids?
for our listeners who didn't get to
That
hear
was
it,
me. I didn't hear that one.
could you go ahead and give a little just a short synopsis
Yeah,
of
yeah,
that
man.
one?
Real quick, we were just talking about that kind of like that learned behavior piece that I
Mhm.
was talking about earlier about how so many of us were got whoopings growing up, semi beatings, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Shit
Especially
ain't
from my
legal.
community, that's what you had was spankings and whippings, and I talked about being a lot of parents parenting out of fear, especially having young black men. Like, if I don't get the message across, this boy's gonna
Mhm.
end up in prison or end up
Yeah,
dead. So I have to make sure I get this message across.
that's always the biggest fear.
It hurts me more than it hurts you. You hear that line? But
Yeah.
boy, I mean, I have still a line on my thigh from a whooping I got from not bringing back like the when you get disciplined, that's the little punch sheet. And so every day you don't bring them back, you get another one. And I got the 13.
Oh man.
Yeah, so yep, I got
Like,
the
this
Damn,
ain't
13
me.
dude.
still on my
Mom, this is
leg.
not me.
No,
This is not. I
man.
found this on the ground.
Hey, yeah.
Shoot. I
So
had
we
to remember
talked
the switch, the
the switch.
little
Oh yeah,
thin
we
piece.
talked
Ooh,
about that. And
boy.
you go pick out a switch and how
God.
that. But the thing is that with spankings and whoopings about there's a book I mentioned earlier too in the last podcast is by Dr. DeGruy who talks about spankings and how the direct correlation comes from slavery, right?
Yeah, I
And when
was
someone was
honestly when Sean just said the word switch, that's immediately what I thought of. I
yeah,
was like, where did this stem from? Like,
think about it. Think about
Yeah.
it. I mean, you do something wrong,
you
and you
get
take your
punished.
shirt. Yeah, you put
Yeah.
and you spank it. I mean, no, I don't see another race that disciplines with spankings as much as we do.
Yeah.
Right? It's our direct go-to. They don't do something.
As
Whoopers,
much. Yeah.
that's
You're
all
And
right.
you hear.
it's
Yeah.
never it's not just like uh a, a little slap on the wrist. No, like it's
No.
like they're trying to hurt you for
Hurt you.
real. You know what I mean? Like,
Because
I
they're doing
mean,
it out of anger. They're doing it
yeah.
out of anger. And you don't, there is nothing that you do in life that you're doing better or doing well out of anger. And when
Yeah.
you do something out of anger and fear, you get bad results.
Hmm.
And
Do you really think it's all out of, I think a lot of it has to do with fear, especially
But
if you're the mother of a
fear and
father
anger.
of a black man, because that is your number one, like you said, your number one thought is, my boy is gonna go to jail if I don't beat the snot
Yeah,
out
but
of
a
him,
lot of times
and
it can
making him
have the
realize this is how you got to be.
it can have the
But
reverse effect, right? Because
oh yes,
it's either
Yeah.
they either are going to resent you or they are just going to get better at hiding things from you to where you don't hurt them. There's no good results. I mean, even with animals, I mean, with dogs and pets, you beat a dog.
yeah,
As soon as you raise your hand, even if a stranger comes to your house from a house where the owner beats a dog or whatever and puts their hand up, that's automatic fear, or it creates a
or
reaction
anger,
in
yeah,
anybody to where it's not good, man. Emotions in a moment are always going to lead you to the wrong decision. Like
Mm,
that's
mm.
how it works. And the sad part is, we look back on this, your parents whipped you, probably because their parents whipped them,
There you
and so
go.
on and so forth. And we talked about this on a different social in it briefly, but I think a lot of it stems from, an identity thing. I
Mhm.
like, so recently, and I think every Black person should do this. And Shauna told you about this already. I did the ancestry.com, whatever.
Mhm.
Hmm.
I think it's really important to know like where you come from, like where, not saying like, so I'm half Eritrean, like East, I mean, I don't know if you knew that, but like East African, like I
Yep,
know
yep,
like that's where my
yep.
dad's from. Like I know that history, like, the back of my hand, it's not surprising when my results come back half
Which is
Eritrean.
lucky, which is
But
lucky for a black
if,
man to even know that,
if,
because
Yeah,
that doesn't
yeah.
even
yeah,
happen.
if you ask, regular Joe Schmo, hey man, where you from? And they tell you like, oh, I'm from California, or I'm from Missouri. Like, no, man, that's not where you from. That's just where
No.
you were born. But like, when you don't have an identity and shit happens to you, you don't know how to react. It's like you say, if you angry, you scared, you happy. Like it's so much confusion. So then like we start to create these like poor habits, like spanking your kids or whooping your kids, that gets passed down and passed down and passed down and passed down. Like we've been, even though it's 2020, nothing has really
No.
changed. So I don't know. I think it's just
I,
important to do the
I've
research.
got to disagree with that. I've got to disagree. I think it has changed a little bit
It could be
because
better.
I got to take my own experiences. So I have with my kids. I'm not even gonna lie. I have. But yo, no. But see, it wasn't like that because I used to get beat.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So like I've had literally tree limbs this big around
Yeah.
on me
Mhm.
before. So I already know how it goes, and it does get passed down. So I was 19 and 20 when I had my son and daughter. So when you're that young,
Mhm.
you're not you're really not mature enough to really have a kid, in my opinion. And if you do have a kid, then you're working harder to try and still be a kid and be an adult at the same time because you don't know any better,
Mhm.
but now you have to. So you make these choices, and when they were like 2 and 3, I never nothing, nothing like that. But my whole thing was is if you touch your brother or your sister,
Mhm.
and we've had this discussion before, then I'm going to whoop you.
Mhm.
So that was really my whole thing. Like
Right.
my entire life, my son's had six. I mean, I know by hand. He's had six. My daughter's
Mhm.
had six.
Yeah, but
That's it.
you already know that you are instilling that in them to where like when they have kids, it's almost like it's instinct. They're almost going to do that to their kids, and they're not even going to know why. There's like
No,
that
I don't think so because
that
I took the time when they got older to explain that I was
Yeah,
wrong.
Mhm.
but the things that happen to you between, we'll say, the ages of 3 and 9 shape who you are as an adult. Like, even though you may not think about it or not be your conscious, it's there. That's why like you have these certain habits to where you're like,
I think
why
it
am I
all
doing this?
does.
Or think about this. Like we think of I'll phrase it in sports terms, right? Where the top athletes in the world at their sport, what do they all have in common? They've been doing it consistently since they were kids, right? Everybody's like, they've been doing it, they're great since they're kids. So the things that happen to you when you're young and you start to mature, those things, I mean, I don't want to say stay with you forever, but it's hard to reprogram and, take a different route. And they're not all bad things, but anything, that's why, there's a big issue with, childhood trauma, right? That affects people that are adults in their 40s and 50s. Some of them suffer from childhood trauma. We talk about when they're like 10 years old. So that's why, it's, even you guys being fathers, I don't know when I'm gonna be a father, but that, that very adolescence is to me is so important because the world is their oyster at that point. So everything they see, they learn. It's like a sponge. You beat them,
See,
they associate beating with, whatever.
but see, I 3 to 9 is a very small window, and it doesn't stop then. I'm sorry, it doesn't.
Mhm.
It keeps going into their teenage years. What morphs them, what shapes them as an adult, honestly, it comes from all of it, not just 3 to 9, but from
Yeah,
from that teenager. But no, I'm saying you put such an emphasis on 3 to 9. But
because
what I'm
you're
trying to say
because I feel
is
like that's when your brain's still developing, you're still learning
you're
things,
still developing until you're 25. Your brain is still
yeah,
developing until you're 25 years old.
but it gets to a
But
certain
you're
point where you can look back at six, like, think about this,
well,
me and you could
who
look
I
back
was
at
who I
16
was
years
when I was
old.
three, but between 3 and 9 is nowhere near who I am now.
Oh,
Because
of,
three and
of
nine,
course.
but see, a lot of people, but see, people will get hung up in that and stay in poverty and stay in
But
things like that and make the
ask
same
yourself this: can you
choices.
remember anything that happened to you? like consistently from those ages versus we'll say 15 to 21? You got a better
From
recollection of
age,
high school versus, grade
not really.
school. I
It
do.
depends on your, because I remember elementary very vividly. Because
Yeah,
I
but
used to get
like,
picked. It depends on your experiences. I think it depends on your experiences because I had bad experiences in school, so I remember a lot of my school time because of those experiences.
that's
But now
true.
the experience now when I had good experiences in high school, I do remember them, but I don't remember them as
Well,
vividly as
the
I
reason
do
I say
remember
that
the
is
bad
because
ones.
I feel like when you're high school, when you're in we'll say eighth, seventh, eighth, I forgot what you call the school, but we'll just say high school, right? You're more
Hmm.
influenced by your friends. You spend less time with your parents because they're at work all day. You're at school all day. When you're younger, a toddler age, you spend most of your time with your parents. You're not really at school. You don't go hang out with friends when you're 5 years old. I mean, you may do, but legitimately, if you don't go anywhere by yourself without your parents until you're of age 12, 13 years old or whatever. So that's
No.
why well, I'm
So,
just
Now,
bear with
now,
me.
yeah.
so
Bear
I
I'm
with
asked you
me.
saying,
this.
but in the '80s, now, yeah, but in the '80s and '90s, no. In the '80s and '90s, at age 6, you were kicked out the door.
Yeah,
I want to
but
see
look
till the sun
how
comes
that
down.
generation versus this generation, it's a change
Okay.
of guard. Go ahead, Norm.
No, no,
Go
no.
ahead, Norm.
What's crazy is you guys are both right. It has to be coincidence. On Thursday last week, I found out that most of your personality has been defined by the age of 6. Right?
See?
But your brain is still developing all the way to 25. So although you
See?
have a personality, you still are adding on to your those traits and things like
Right.
that. So I'm saying, so personality, I'm a really kind person, right?
Hmm.
That started usually about 6. That's
Hmm.
more personality, but behaviors can change all the way up to, like you say, a lot. It can always change, but your brain is still learning, I think, up to 25. So I think it's a mix of both of what you guys are saying. Yeah, both are correct.
Basically, what he's trying to say is, I'm right and you wrong, Sean.
Nah,
No, but
absolutely
I mean,
not.
he's
You
right. I
were
mean, he's right.
it's
It is a miss,
I
and that's
it,
life.
it
But
is.
that's parenting. There's no
But
rule book.
but that's why like
There's no
it's
guide. There's no this is how
that's
you be a
it.
parent. Even there's plenty of books written about it, but until you actually have your child,
yeah.
until you're actually in that
And that's
situation,
one thing I can't speak on.
there's
I'm
nothing.
the only one that doesn't have kids, so I can't. I'm not. You guys are gonna know more than me off rip, but just from sometimes
But you're gonna make a
being
better parent than I did
well,
because you're older.
what
I was
helps
younger
is
trying to make an experience, and you're older, so you will have a better experience for your kids because you've made other decisions already.
what
You're
definitely
ready to
helps is
set them
though
up in a better
is
situation.
what helps is this. What helps is what Norm is doing, having an outside perspective, because like when you're in the moment, you're not really thinking. You're just doing it. That's why you always hear people say, don't tell me how to raise my kids. Like they're not trying to tell you how to raise their kids. They just can see what is happening. Even in bad, boyfriend girlfriend relationships, right? We always say, why don't she leave him, or why is he with her? He treats her like shit, she treats him like shit, yada yada yada. But to them, they don't see it like that. They're kind of blinded by it.
Hmm.
So I think Norm, especially what you're doing, it's really important for a third party or someone else to kind of hone in on that and give not only the right advice, but the advice that they really need. And especially with fathers, right? I mean, we're supposed to be the macho, tough, my kids, my way type deal. And nobody really wants to hear that from someone else. But when you have a father on father, a black man on black man type situation, and it's taken in a lot better, I guess, what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I don't got no kids. So take that with a grain of salt.
Good
Oh
point.
man, y'all
Good point,
gotta be
brother.
all riled up. I you got no
Yeah,
kids,
no,
bro.
no, no. Good points, man. Good points, right?
Hey,
But look how
kids make you
productive.
passionate.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
definitely,
go ahead.
I don't know if y'all haven't done it. Definitely do that Ancestry.com, 23 Me,
Oh, I
whatever it
am.
is. I mean,
Oh
I know
no,
everybody say
I
like,
did it.
oh,
No,
government.
I did it years ago.
Do it, man.
Find out where I was from because I think you should know because like
Yeah.
my
Look,
kids they're mixed, so on their mother's side they know, oh, they can trace their lineage all the way back to I think John Adams or something like that.
yeah, that's what
Me,
I'm saying. Like, you don't
I
don't
had
let your
to.
history get lost. You know what I mean? Don't.
Exactly. So I had to go and do this because that's the only way I could find out. Like I'm from Senegal and like
Yeah,
Senegal and
mine was
Tobago and some other places. So we're going to
27%
be a
Nigerian.
mix,
So expect
but
Mhm.
folklore.
you still gonna at least know, hey, this is the part of Africa I'm actually from.
Right.
That gives
And
you a point.
since both of you gentlemen both still have your hair, it gives you like traits and stuff, right? So for instance, it'll be like was reading it the other day. It may be some bullshit to be honest with you, but it'll be like according to so and so DNA, you probably won't develop male pattern baldness. I was like, hell yeah! So I started going out, getting haircuts and everything. I mean, I ain't losing my hair. I'm just growing it out, so that's why I'm wearing a hat. But yeah, man, it gives some cool traits.
Yeah, he's bald underneath that hat. I mean, like, it's slick. It's a slick top. I'm just saying.
Listen, man. Look,
it's a slick top up there.
Hating on the hair. All right. Norm,
I'm older than he is, and I got more hair.
What time? How much? You got like about?
We're good.
You good? Okay, cool. Because I know, like I said, I know you said you had somewhere to be.
No.
All right. Another thing, Sean. So y'all know who? I'm surprised you wasn't in this webinar. So Saturday.
Angela Paglia. Yeah.
The Andy Garcia.
I
got invited to this.
Tell me how that was. I was doing a project. So
from one of our old professors to it was a webinar with this dude Andy Garcia. He's an actor. He was in Ocean's 11, 13, Godfather 3. Spanish dude. Remember Ocean's 11, like the first dude they robbed? Yeah, that's him. So they're planning on shooting a movie in Tampa. I don't know, maybe sometime in the spring or whatever. So it was like a Q&A type of deal. I mean, I didn't really get to ask questions because it's like people are listening, but then like my professor, you could text her, she would say something. And my dumb ass, so like there was a section on the side to where you could type like a comment or a question, and they could see it. I don't know if they see it or not. And I was gonna write like, yo, when did you have like your breakout role, right? But as I was typing, I was like, dear Andy, when did you have your breakout? I think it said break ass or something like that. Like it auto-corrected. And on my computer, when I press return, it's supposed to give me a new line. And the shit sent it. So I got 2 halfway comments. And with your break ass, oops, my bad. Like, and I'm sitting there just like panicking, like, oh shit, hopefully he don't see that. I don't think he did, and I don't think she read it out loud. But man, I'm telling you,
wow,
that was embarrassing. And it's just, God, man, it's tough, man. That's why I
gotta love autocorrect.
Exactly.
I did not.
Autocorrect.
I'm going off topic real quick. Did not know you were in Tampa. So you're in Tampa.
Yeah.
I know John bought a house in Ybor, and I heard on the podcast around May, right?
Yeah.
March,
okay.
April.
So we're like, I guess you could say, if I'm in Kentwood, he like in Jennison or some shit like that.
Oh no, I like Ybor. I love Ybor. It reminded me like a little strip of like New Orleans, just the strip when you were on the strip.
It's nice. I mean, don't get me wrong. New Orleans and Savannah they're a little more looser when it comes to their little areas.
Crazy,
but I've had a great time in Ybor. Caught some great comedy shows at the little
Improv.
The one spot.
Improv. That's where you went. Yep.
I had the best seafood of my life in Nope, I was in St. Pete's, a spot called JB's.
I love St. Pete. Love St. Pete. That's once this house is, once been here in this house about 10, 15 years, I'm gonna sell this one because then my property value me through the roof, and I'm headed to St. Pete, buy me a house on the water.
St. Pete, man.
That's my plan.
Listen, I like St. Pete. It's just,
but I don't want to make that drive.
No,
that's what I'm saying. Once in 10, 15 years, our show is gonna be good. So outside of the 2 times we gotta go to the studio. Look, I'm getting St. Pete.
Yeah, so we used to be in a studio, and it was.
That's where we're gonna get back to.
Yeah, we used to be like we used to have to do this shit live. Like, I mean, you can't swear. I mean, I don't want to say you can't swear. Just don't swear live.
PG-13 basically.
PG-13.
They said PG, but we pushed it.
You can get naked in PG-13 nowadays, but okay.
We pushed it a little bit on PG-13. I'm just saying. She said PG, we made PG-13, so it is what it is.
No, it was cool, man. But no, Tampa's great, man. So like St. Pete is a bridge drive away. It's like maybe from where I'm at, like about 20 minutes. But a lot of people don't like. It's weird though, because it's so close and yet it's so far. A lot of people don't leave to go to St. Pete, Tampa.
Yeah. I know.
Like for instance,
I know someone who grew up in Clearwater. We both do. I forgot his name right now, and he grew up in Clearwater, and never came to Tampa until he started HCC.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
They just don't. It's even though it's another city and it's so close, people just don't intermingle.
It's a bridge.
The Tampa Bay Rays, the baseball team, they stadium where they play is in St. Petersburg. So it's weird, but I don't even really watch baseball much, but one of the big things with the Rays that's known is they don't have no fans that go to the game at all.
No, it's almost it's very empty.
They were saying they was winning because they probably the only team that's used to having no fans at
They were. It was
the
so
games.
bad. It was so bad. They were going to play half the games in Toronto
Yeah,
because they just couldn't get the fans here.
these
They
fools,
were going to play half it in Toronto to get fans.
they are
Yeah.
literally
Wow.
in the World Series, and like the game I work at a bar too, and it was a Saturday night, and I think that's when they like won to make it to the World Series, and it's just like, yay! Like people ain't really happy, you know. It's compared to the hockey team that's here, they just won a Stanley Cup. The baseball team is just they don't get no love. Like they
I
can
know,
win
and
they can win a championship, and they probably wouldn't even have a parade or nothing.
what's funny is, and I didn't notice, is back in 2008 is the last time they went to the World Series. It's been since 2005 since the Lightning won the Stanley Cup, but the Lightning are much more loved
Yeah,
here
hockey
than the
team
Rays
legit.
are.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't
But
even mess with hockey, but they legit down here. You would
but
think
the baseball team is too. If you think about it, I mean, the baseball team just had the most recent championship out of all the teams, out of
that's
hockey,
true.
baseball, and football. But
But
they get the most hated.
listen, all I care about is if the Bucks make it to the Super Bowl because y'all know Tom Brady in town. All right, check this out. So
Oh
check this
my
out, Norm. So
god!
think
Oh
Okay,
my
I'm listening.
let me
god!
give you
Oh
the
my
6 month
goodness!
history in
This is
Tampa.
why he's a Michigan fan and they keep losing because he doesn't
Hold
know
on,
a
man. Hold
damn
on,
thing about
hold on.
football.
He'll be hating, man. All right, listen. So in March, not March. We'll say mid March, right before shit hit the fan with the whole Corona thing. I bought season tickets to the Bucks 3 days before Brady had signed with the Bucks. I got them real cheap, and then the value skyrocket. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna sell all these tickets because they played against the Packers here, they played the Chiefs, play all these good teams here, right? And next thing you know, March hits, everything gets shut down. We're supposed to have WrestleMania. I don't even care about WrestleMania, but we're supposed to have WrestleMania here.
I know, right?
And then the Lightning, like I said, they season had to stop. They play here. We're supposed to have the semifinal round of the Final Four here, March Madness.
Wow.
And I forgot what concert, but
No,
for
that's
instance,
crazy.
so
That's
if
Oh
crazy.
yeah,
Tampa,
it was a concert. I
if
forgot
Tampa
about that.
makes it to the Super Bowl, if the Bucks do, because the Super Bowl is here as well in February.
Yep,
So I'm trying to buy like some property. So much to just
exactly.
go up. So this is a weird year.
I've been telling him this since I bought this house. Like, man, guess what? When they get Super Bowl comes, my property value gonna go through the roof. That's all I've
Listen,
been saying
I'm
in like
selling
months.
everything. If y'all want to come down, I
Hey,
Airbnb out
let's.
my apartment.
Hey,
Airbnb my apartment. Oh man. But since we on Florida topics, Sean, I would love
yeah.
for you to get into what the Florida. So
All
basically
right, all
we play
right.
this game at the end of our show. It's
I'm about to. I got the
I'm
game.
just gonna tell
I
you right
got the
now, I'm
game.
undefeated. I'm
Okay.
undefeated.
All right. All right.
But
Let me get
I
ready.
you know, I'm
Mrs. Florida actually whooped his ass. Just saying.
yeah,
Just
so
saying.
the other
Yeah,
interview
I
we
did
she
had,
see
whooped that
her.
ass.
I did get to see her.
I
My
let her
wife
win.
in the other room, so I won't comment too much. But yeah,
I
she.
let her win. Trust me, I let
Yeah.
her win. But she was on my side. So, but I will say this: you get a prize at the end, which I'm still waiting on. It's been 2 years since I've gotten a prize. He keep
Hey,
promising,
we're not in the
gift
studio.
cards that I
We're
have
not in the
never seen
studio.
yet.
You don't get the gift card. You're a working man. This is for our listeners.
I'm
All
part of the
right.
Huh?
game. All right, go ahead, explain it to him. Explain it to him.
All right. All right. Welcome to What to Florida, Norman. How you doing?
Okay, I'm
So,
ready.
so today we're gonna play a game. I'm gonna give you three different stories. Now, three stories all happen in Florida. They all happen. They all happen in one part of Florida or three different parts of Florida. That all depends on the story. Florida is broken up to three different parts. You have North Florida, which is Jacksonville to Pensacola.
Well,
You have Middle
I
Florida,
don't
which
know
is
if he knows like the geography of Florida.
A little
You got
bit.
to break it down in like
that's why
I've been
I'm
through
breaking it
time.
down. Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
At Middle Florida, you got Gainesville, Ocala, or Orlando, and then also us because this guy thinks that for some
Time
reason
out. Time out. Okay,
Tampa
so
is
you know
in
where
Middle
Tampa is,
Florida,
right?
but it
I
is
know
actually
Would
in.
you consider that Central Florida or South Florida?
Now think about it. Think about
No,
it.
no, 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 no,
University
no,
of
no, no.
South Florida
Let him figure
is
it out.
here in Tampa, by the way. Just saying.
That
University
don't
of South
let
Florida
that
is
throw
here in
you off.
Tampa.
I would say
That
central.
matters.
Central. I would say a little more central
Just what
Florida.
I'm talking about.
But
See,
But
yeah, I can
if
see
you
South
the
Florida.
schools,
I
yeah,
can't. I
exactly.
can't. It
hey, you
ain't
ain't
just
gotta be
clear.
nice.
It ain't
Tell
just
him the
straight
truth.
clear.
Tell him the truth. It's
No,
Central
it's not
Florida.
true. No, he said
South
you can see
Central.
how it could be south. He said you can see how because I mean, look, if you University of South Florida's here, everything below
That's
I-4
because Christopher
is South
Columbus
Florida.
could discover the bottom half of Florida.
This cause you like being the ball sack of Florida doesn't mean that we're
All right,
have to be
fair enough. Fair
we
enough.
we
Continue.
could be low hanging fruit,
Oh
man. We
my
could be low
God,
hanging fruit.
man.
But anyway, So you got Middle Florida, you got South Florida, which is everything below I-4, which is basically Miami, Cape
Ooh,
Coral, all that good
okay.
stuff down there.
So the way I see it,
So
you got Miami, you got here, and you got North Florida.
That's it.
I don't know any. I've been here for 10 years.
That's,
I don't know
and
any other city, any other county. I just know where I live and how to
yeah.
GPS to get to Disney World. That's about it.
Oh
and to
my.
our fans, if you wanna have any complaints, that is Serak Hale. He is Serak the Mike on
How you
Instagram.
doing?
Go ahead and fill out any comments,
This is
any
why I gotta
complaints you
change my
have
name every week
to
because you
him.
keep staying up giving me complaints.
Anyway, and that's how the stories are broken down. All you
All
gotta do
right.
is pick what part of Florida happening, not the city, just what area, and you win.
All right.
You
Beat this
got
guy.
this.
All right,
Well, we got
ready?
this.
Let's play
Yeah.
What the Florida.
I remember
First
Florida's
story.
crazy, man. Some of these stories could be recent. They could be from 10 years ago. Who
Yeah,
knows?
yeah, it's all over. It's all. It used to be recent, but Corona like killed Florida. Like people stopped doing
Yeah.
stupid
Oh,
stuff
by the
for a
way,
while.
yeah, don't come down here for about 6 months
I was just
because.
down there 3 weeks ago.
All right.
In my
Well,
opinion. Terrible. Yeah, I know.
we'll
I know.
disregard what I just
Yeah, yeah.
said.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Just he already know. So anyway, Florida first one. Florida man wearing bonnet and flower dress steals baby formula.
Um,
A Florida man was spotted at a Publix wearing a blue bonnet and a dress, stealing $450 of
Okay.
baby formula. Security footage shows him riding on a motorized shopping cart while stealing the merchandise,
Sounds legit.
28 cans of Enfamil formula under his dress. So
All
that's
right.
story one.
Okay. How you know? It
Story
could just
two.
be an ugly ass girl. Don't necessarily got to be a man.
Look, if you
so
if you
what part?
saw the picture, if you saw this picture, it could probably be. It could definitely pass as ugly ass girl. Like I mean, just straight
Okay.
up, this a butterface. You know,
That's the first story.
not
So
even
you
not even a butterface. This is just a butter nothing. Anyway,
so you don't got to
second
guess yet.
story.
He's gonna tell you all three first, and then
Oh,
Second
okay.
you
story.
make a
Okay.
Second story.
decision.
Second story.
Oh, I got you. Okay. Okay.
Yes, second story. Florida man with BAC over 3 times the legal limit crashes lawnmower into cop car. A Florida man with a blood alcohol level of 0.241 was arrested after crashing a lawnmower into a police cruiser.
Okay.
68-year-old Gary Wayne Anderson
That
faces
sounds like
DUI
some shit
charges
Gary would do.
after after causing minor. Yeah, I know, doesn't it? It sounds like that would be the person's name. After causing minor damages to the bumper of the vehicle, the Florida man told deputies he didn't cause any damage and that he was drunk. He
All
was
right.
also unable. He was also unable to perform sobriety tests and accused the police of poisoning him. According to police, Anderson's driver's license has been suspended since March 1978.
Damn, how
Oh,
you? That's so you just
man.
he
don't.
also he also has 2 prior DUI convictions from 1987. How does he
Okay.
even still have a plastic driver's license as if it was suspended in 78?
He
Like
got the
what
like
what are you
original
driving
driver
on?
license.
I mean,
He
he
got the
don't have
driver
any.
license before you needed a driver license, like before they
No,
made it a
he went and
thing.
eliminated that joker himself. He went and said, "Oh, I got an eliminator. Let me make
You know,
my own."
I'll go
I
this
And
got
real quick.
I said I got respect for a lot of people who can get DUIs or put over by the cops and will just tell the cops they're drunk. Like if I was a cop, I'd
yeah,
just
at
be
least
like,
you.
you know what? I'm gonna call you an Uber home. You know,
Catch it
get
over.
your,
Catch it over.
yeah, get you an Uber, man. I
Catch
feel
it.
bad. All right,
If
so
I
we
got you
got
within a block of you getting in your car, yeah, I'm get you Uber home because yeah,
we got
you're about to be stupid, but I stopped you.
we got
So
a
third
one
story,
dude
third.
stealing baby formula, and then this dude who probably shouldn't be driving anything. Okay, so let me write this down. All right, and what's the
All right.
third?
All right, Florida man says aliens have landed, burns down house, stocked with flamethrowers and ammo.
Oh, that was me.
Let me read
How
it
I get
again.
on this?
Florida man says aliens have landed, burns down house stocked with flamethrowers and ammo. Hours before his rental went up in flames, investigators say Patrick O'Brien, yeah, that's his name, Patrick O'Brien,
Patrick O'Brien.
lead guitarist for the death metal band Cannibal Corpse, called relatives warning about the rapture and that aliens have landed. The next day, after the fire subsided, fire marshals found a large cache of
Okay,
lock safes, and potential explosive devices inside the home
Jesus.
53-year-old Brian rented. The stash included, this was a rental house. Oh my God, it was a rental house.
Yeah,
So
I mean, why would
nice.
you?
Wow.
Yeah, of course, you ain't gonna
Wow.
burn down your own house.
The stat the stash included about 50 shotguns, including one with a barrel illegally sawed off to about an inch
Okay,
past the stock, 10 semi-automatic rifles, including a couple of AK-47 variants, 2 Uzi-style rifles, 20 handguns, and 20 handguns, according
you
to the
sure it was a
search warrant.
house or like a ammo
I know this
station?
sounds like. Sounds like my dream bunker. What the
shooting
what?
world. All right. So
All right, those 3 stories.
All right, I'm gonna go
I'm
first. You want to go first?
Okay.
Or you want me to go first? All
Yeah,
right, I'm
All
gonna
right,
go
all right.
first. All right.
Let's go
Let's
with the bonnet wearing
So the
thief.
dude's still in baby formula. Now, to
Yeah.
me, it sounds crazy, but life is hard out here. Sometimes babies got to eat, and if you exactly, we were just talking about fatherhood. You do what you got to do. Now he's probably a little embarrassed, so he dressed up as a woman, just to avoid the cameras. So if I was
Man,
gonna
let me
steal,
describe this guy. It's a blue bonnet. It's a baby blue bonnet, right?
okay,
He looks like you think about a crackhead. You know how when a crackhead is really on the stuff and
okay,
they sunken in and all that good stuff.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
oh okay. So
no
he might
from
be
the picture,
the
there's
one
no
eating the
facial
baby
hair.
formula. Okay, so
He probably needs it. I'm saying he probably needs
All right.
baby formula.
I'm gonna
Just saying.
say like probably like South Florida. That sounds like some stuff they do in Miami or something. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
vodka.
bath salt type of situation. All right, I'm gonna say South, and then the second one. Oh, you
You
just gonna
got
go
South.
one for one?
Yeah,
Okay, go
going
ahead,
one,
Norman.
one
What
for
you
one.
think?
Yeah, I'm definitely that happened in Opelika. I'm going with South Florida.
See, there we
Going
go.
South Florida, so far. All right, it is Cape Coral, which of course is in South Florida.
Is it?
South Florida.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
You could have said. Good thing you
All right.
told me because I was like, it is. All right, okay.
I'm gonna go second for the next one, so it don't seem like I'm taking your answers.
Well, now you can't. Wait a minute. So what if it's right? All right.
What if it's right? He says.
Okay. Damn.
You
All
know what
right,
I mean?
All right, fair enough. All right, blood
What if
alcohol.
it's right?
Damn, I kind of want to go second too.
You take your second, man.
Listen,
I
all
know
right,
which one I'm gonna pick. I know which
okay.
one
Come
I'm gonna
on,
pick.
Go ahead, Norman. Go
I'm-
ahead, Norman. He
How about we do on
always
the
plays.
count of three? We do count of
Count
three.
of three. All right,
I
1,
only got 2 ears, man.
2,
All right, I'm gonna hold it up.
3. Central.
All
I
right.
said,
1 north.
oh wait. Oh,
Wait, no,
North
go
is
ahead.
one. North is one. I thought North is one. Okay, nope. I thought it was Central. I thought.
No, I think it's central too.
Oh, yeah. So Central and both, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait.
Central and both.
Is that your
Yeah.
final answer?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go up. Now. I'm gonna go up.
North? Or are
See,
you going north?
I'm gonna go.
he knows the crazies are all over Florida. I mean, just saying.
I'm going central.
It
He
is.
going north.
All right. It is in Polk County, Florida.
That's what I'm talking
So
about.
it is Central. It is Central.
And you know why, Norman? If you'd have
It's in
listened to my
Haines,
reasoning why,
City.
you would have got it. Because for some reason, you said the dude was on the tractor.
He was on what was he on? Yeah, lawnmower. Riding lawnmower.
For some reason, I was thinking of, you ever see that show Cocaine Cowboys? It was on Netflix, and like with the Colombian traffickers, they always come to like St. Pete, Polk County area. And I'm thinking like, damn, it must not be nothing over there besides farmland and stuff. And then once you say it's on the tractor, my mind automatically assumes farm. Farm automatically assumes somewhere over there.
What
in
farm
Central
have you
Florida.
seen out? About to say, what farm have you seen
I haven't,
here?
man. Netflix. That's my Rosetta Stone. All right, 2 for 2, Norm. That's okay. You got one more. You got one more to get a positive outcome here.
Okay.
So story 3 is what the aliens have landed. Oof, that one might be tough. Huh? Aliens have landed. I'm gonna say south because. Oh man, why am I saying? I'm saying south because I feel like the further south you go, the crazier the story gets. Right? So this dude, I feel like
we've had some bad
burned
ones
down
in
a house
Pensacola.
because you could burn down a house in South Florida and then just swim to Cuba. You know what I mean? Like it's an easy getaway. You can do the craziest stuff there because once you just out at sea, you're a free man. Yeah, you're a free man. So I'm going south.
I mean, you gotta go 2 miles out, but
That's all right.
I see what you're saying.
Just don't get anybody a shirt.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go north.
You going north
Gonna
again?
go north.
Okay.
We're gonna go north. All right. So on this one, you both are wrong. It's in Tampa. It's in
that's
Tampa.
here?
Yep,
shit.
it's here.
Should have kept my original answer, man. I went 3-1-2. Man, 3-2-1.
Hey, that's okay. We don't get no prizes anyway. Even if we would, he still owe me about 60 gift cards from all the winnings that I've won in the past 2 years. 2 years.
The only one time he's ever won is when he cheated and looked it up himself. Notice he never won any when we're in the studio. Only on Zoom when he can look it up and say, "Oh, this is what."
Nah, I got better
in the
character
studio.
than
He
that.
ain't
I'm
got
not gonna
anything.
cheat.
In the studio.
But anyway,
But yeah,
Norm.
yeah, we know you gotta get out of here.
No, but before you go, give us all the handles. Where can we find you? Give us the links. You said no Instagram though, right? Just on Facebook.
No Instagram. Oh, you know what? I do have an Instagram. That sounds terrible, but I do have an Instagram. My Instagram is How about we start with Facebook?
Yeah.
Let me see. My Facebook is Norman Young. It might, but my Dad's on Deck one, probably the best. So just look up Dad's on Deck.
Okay.
You can't miss it. There's an orange logo, and then I got my Instagram now. It is Norm number 4.
That's how I know you're a dad,
Every
man. You
young.
started to forget about social media. Hell yeah.
Man, yeah, you know it, bro. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Tick. I don't know what it not yet, but yeah. So I got Norm 4 Ever Young, and then you can find me on Facebook on Norman Young,
Okay.
or Norman R Young, or my Dad's on Deck page. So, and then we also have the podcast downloaded. It's on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple podcasts. It is the Dad Movement.
Perfect. Norm,
All right.
thank you so much for coming out,
Man,
man.
I had a
Make
great
sure you guys
time,
take
man.
a listen. It is
Definitely.
a great podcast. It was an entertaining podcast.
No,
You
man,
said some
definitely.
good
It was
intellectual
some
stuff.
legit stuff, man. Like I'm not even a
Definitely
father,
You have to give it a listen.
and I'm gonna have to listen to it late. I'm gonna have to save this, have a kid, and then replay it just to know what to do in the future.
No, man, I can only hope to catch up to y'all platform, man, to have so many videos and so much good quality. You got really good chemistry. I learned a lot today.
you.
So if you see I switch up my entire podcast,
We
you know where it
coming
came
for
from.
you.
No, but yeah, we're on 5th episode. We're just trying it out, man. I'm enjoying it so far.
Mhm.
Still learning. I love listening to podcasts. So yeah, man, I'm trusting God it goes well.
Thank you,
All
Norm.
right.
We
It
definitely
is Dad's.
appreciate it.
It's Dad's on Deck, and he is also part of the fatherhood program coordinator, fatherhood program. And
Yes,
what part of
sir.
Michigan again? What part of
I am
Michigan
in
was it again?
Grand Rapids, Michigan.
All
Grand
right, so you
Rapids.
guys heard it.
We-
Grand
Yeah.
Rapids, Michigan. So you want to
Yeah.
learn how about being a better father?
The water is
Go see this
clean.
guy. Go
Check
see this
in.
guy, Norman Young,
Check in.
Grand Rapids, Michigan. Dad's on Deck. I am Sean Aquino Torres.
And it's your boy Serak the mic as usual.
This is
He hate that. Like, so I
I
go
like
by. Listen, I go by like
This is-
4 different names. All right, it's Rock the
I
mic,
thought it was
Serak,
fine.
Serak the mic as usual. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm still honing in on a name I
It's-
can just
it's
roll off the
in
tongue.
between names right now. I got
In
you.
between names.
it's a part of it now. It's a part of it now. But this is the weekly review with Sean and Rock. I am Sean Aquino Torres. That is
Serak. Exactly. Peace out.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for listening.
Take care.